What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. As usual, go get it. PayPal link there also to ask me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled Sex Has Become a Horrible Weapon. In the dating world, or relationships, whatever, people have been using sex as a weapon for a lot of different reasons. And I think initially it probably worked out, but now it hasn't. It's like bringing a toothpick to a gunfight. And the reason why I say it's become a horrible weapon is because so many people are using sex as their bait and their ultimate prize in a very treacherous way that it's now like, okay, that's all you got to offer. And personally, I will say this. I don't think the vast majority of Americans are actually actively having sex. I think it's a lot of people going through droughts and they don't want to say it. And there are a lot of people, because they're going through droughts, doing desperate sexual things because, us quote unquote people trying to be sexually liberated. I'm not buying it because I think people are making rash decisions because they're grown and super horny like a teenager. And this is why I say it's become a horrible weapon because, you got people who are, you got ladies who are approaching it like, you want this sex, I can get sex anywhere. And I get what women are saying because you're going to get offered, guys want to sleep with you if you're attractive. But here's the thing. Guys are going to want to sleep with you, but you're going to also want to sleep with guys, but it's just a different dynamic. Uh, you know, Men have to approach women for sex. Women don't necessarily approach men for sex. They do, but not nowhere near the amount that men do with women. And because of that, um, how can I say this? Transfer of energy, of negative energy into a woman. Uh, he's upset or he's angry or whatever, and she's a vessel, so he's about to fill her with, let's see, dysfunction or toxic energy. Not toxic masculinity, just toxic energy. He's taking out his frustrations of the world out on that yoni, and now she has that inside of her. Not necessarily a loving romantic experience, more of a release of aggression. And some women can handle that, not, but too much of it turns her nuts. So it becomes a horrible weapon because society gives a guy anger and aggression. He has angry and aggressive sex with the woman. She becomes angry and aggressive, and thus it's a cycle of dysfunction, right? Um, and the crazy part about it is, if you give a lady something more positive sexually, when women say, "Oh, girl, you glowing, you look happy," I don't know what he doing or whatever, right? Some of those women envy that to the point where they want to envy that to the point they want to break it up because they want to get that for themselves with that particular guy. They want a piece of that, not necessarily sex, but that emotion. And this is why I say it's making it a horrible weapon, because people want other people's quote unquote light. And I think people are using sex as a way to get people's light to the point where it's like I said, treacherous. The idea you can have sex to, create children, and you're creating children with people you don't like because you just wanted children, or you creating children with people that you want to keep in your life because the children keep y'all tied together. Or some people are using sex as a horrible weapon to give people diseases, and now you're passing down one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, which is disgusting, right? And at the same time, people are using sex as a way to use people. Sex is an exchange for resources. There's a lot of prostitution going on, a lot of low key, high key prostitution going on with, the idea of relationships, commitments, and marriage. This is becoming a sexual transaction. So now it's become a horrible weapon, because even to get a husband, you're bartering sex. You're not necessarily bartering any value. And I was listening to Kendra D's panel talking about that. Guys, what people value and what people are attracted to sexually are two different things. And now people are lacking in value because they've been bartering in sex, or the idea of sex, or the illusion of sex, or the carrot, dangling the carrot of sex in front of somebody so they can do this, that, and the third, or using sex as a weapon to keep somebody. Like sex keeps sometimes dysfunctional relationships together. Sometimes the dysfunction is the engine for the great sex, the craziness, the nutcase behavior, the anger, the angst. It becomes a platform for the tension that has the quote unquote great sex. But that foundation is always going to just be rocky. And I think, to a degree, using sex as a weapon is one of the problems, because it's not supposed to be a weapon in the first place. And then you come to the aspect of when people use sex as a tool to get ahead and get over, what happens when your sexual value runs out? Now, what you used to get people to pay top dollar for, now you're giving it away, right? Clearance prices, right? Not now. When you can get these women and you can get them chasing you, now they're not chasing you no more because of the sex, and it's like, because you offer nothing but sex. And then because people grow and evolve and grow up and become adults and realize, I like sex, but I like peace of mind more. And you're not about to use sex as a weapon to break up my peace of mind or my progress in life. And I think, sex has been used to break up, to scramble people's brains to get them off track. And now people are not trying to be off track. If the sex is not gonna ease me, or put me in a good state with that person, it's not gonna do it, because there's a lot of hate sex going on. I hate you so much, but I need to screw you right now to make me feel better, make me feel good. and you can't make a empty. You can't fill up an empty person. You can't fill up an empty person with love using sex. And when you use it as a weapon to pass on the time, you're gonna run out of time and wind up with nothing. This is just my thoughts. So I'm done on this one. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.